Good morning. This is Kasturi Day. Today I am going to again continue with the ecosystem chapter according to ICSE syllabus class 8. Okay. In my last video, I discussed about the food chain and the food wave and the flow of energy. In the flow of energy, I want to tell you one thing that when there is a flow of energy, only 10% of energy is transferred to the next tropic level. Okay, and the rest of energy, that is 90% of the energy, is kept by the organism itself for its different purposes, for its different uses. Okay, for example, when the producer is getting 100% energy from the sun, that is when it is eaten by the herbivores, the only 10% is given to them, and the rest of it is used up by the plant itself for its other metabolic activities. Then when it is passed on to the herbivores are using up the 90% of energy, and 10% it is giving to the secondary consumers when it is eating them. Okay, so in this way, this system flow of energy continues. Now we come to ecological pyramids. This ecological pyramid is a graphical representation of a number of organisms, biomass, and productivity at each trophic level in an organism. So it is a representation of how many organisms are there, how many plants and animals are there, then how the productivity is there at each trophic level of the ecosystem. Okay, so this is the graphical representation, you can say. The ecological pyramid is it represents the structure of an ecosystem. There are three types of pyramids are there. So one is pyramid of energy, second is pyramid of numbers, and the third is pyramid of biomass. Okay, so first we come to pyramid of energy. This pyramid of energy, here it depicts how much energy initially from the sun is retained or stored in the form of a new biomass at each tropic level in an ecosystem. So the sun is the main source of energy, we know. So how much of the sun solar energy is retained by the biomass, that is the total producers and consumers at each tropic level, how much it is retained or stored, okay, in the ecosystem. Only 10%, I told you, only 10% of energy is transferred from one tropic level to the other. Okay, so preventing a large number of tropic levels, so that there is in this way it is prevented that large number of tropic levels are not there. Okay, it is prevented of being number of levels, increase in number of levels. See, this is the sunlight, which is 100%, it has energy. This is absorbed by the producer, it is giving 10% to the first consumer, primary consumer. Then it is secondary consumer, second tropic level it is going, secondary consumer, it is giving only 0.1. Then 1% is to first consumer, second consumer it is 0.1, to the third consumer it is 0.01, and to the fifth consumer, that is 0.001%. Okay, so in this way only 10% of energy is being given to the consumers, I mean passed on to the different tropic levels. Okay, so next we come to pyramid of numbers. Here also it depicts, the pyramid of numbers depicts the number of individuals and show the relationship between the number of producers and number of consumers at each tropic level. Okay, so how many producers are there, how many consumers are there, primary consumers, how many secondary consumers, how many tertiary consumers are there, that is depicted by the pyramid of numbers. Okay, now this pyramid of numbers, it shows that at the first tropic level the number of organisms are larger. Okay, first tropic level it is larger, it reduces when it moves on to the second level, and it again reduces when it moves on to the third level. Like this it reduces, goes to 1 when it reaches to the top. Okay, the number gradually decreases, almost it becomes to 1 when it goes to the top. Okay, you can see from the picture also the autotrophs which are producers, that is large number of producers are there, which reduces to 50,000 in case of primary consumers, and secondary consumers it reduces to again 105. Okay, and it becomes to 9 when it comes to tertiary consumers. So this level gradually decreases when it reaches to the top. Okay, next we come to the interdependence between the organism. Okay, it depends on the number of organisms on plants, and it depends on yes, human beings on plants, how much the human beings depends on the plants. The human beings are they consume plants, the plant parts, like for example mint leaves, mint plant, they consume the leaves. Okay, then the potato, the human beings consume the modified stem, the carrots, the root portion is consumed, in orange, the fruit portion is consumed, and so on. Besides food, the human beings also depend on plants for other products like rubber, paper, wood, etc. It depends on plants for respiration. It depends on the bacteria, on fungi and microorganisms, etc. For this fermentation, then for medicines like antibiotics, etc. Okay, before this I just want to mention there is also another pyramid, which is the pyramid of biomass. Okay, so pyramid of biomass, it suggests, it shows that how much, it depicts how much how many amount, that is amount of living or organic matter present in an organism. Okay, so it is the biomass or the amount of living or organic matter which is present in an organism is depicted by the pyramid of biomass that is present in the organism. Okay, now in the next topic is symbiosis. In this symbiosis, there are close what is symbiosis? Symbiosis is a close long-term association between two organisms in which both the interacting organisms benefit. Okay, so it is a close and long-term association. It is an association in which the two organisms they lie with each other, while both of them they get benefit. Okay, the organisms which live in symbiotic relationship, they are known as symbionts. Okay, like lichens, nitrogen fixing bacteria, etc. The picture is of a lichen. Okay, so what happens in nitrogen fixing bacteria? They convert, they remain in the nodules of the leguminous plants, and they convert the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates, which is needed by the plants for growth. And this bacteria, that is known as rhizobium, they cannot make their own food. Okay, so they live on they live in the nodules of the leguminous plants, where they get the food from the plant, nutrition and shelter from the plant, and they in turn they produce nitrates, which is taken by the plant to for their growth. So in this way mutual benefit is there. In case of lichens, the algae and fungi the algae and fungi, they generally sometimes also photosynthetic bacteria, they also come together, they lie in association, okay, and they are mutually benefited by this type of relationship, that is by symbiosis. The alga, that is, they contain chlorophyll and they're capable of producing the food by photosynthesis, okay, and they share the food with the fungus, and the fungus, they provide water and minerals to the to the alga. So in this way there is and mutual relationship, and in this way both of them get benefited, okay. So let me stop here with, I'll continue with the rest of the chapter, that is with parasitism. I'll start with the next in the next topic, okay. So please go through this. If you have any doubt, please let me know, write in the comment box. You can also write in the email ID. And if you like the video, press the like button, and you can also give suggestions to improve my videos so that you can like it much better, and that can help you a lot, okay. And if you like if you are a new viewer to my channel or not subscribed yet, please do subscribe to get the notification of my next video. Thank you.